and we shall be talking about the ARC and GARCH models. And specifically, we shall be trying to understand what is volatility clustering, and also we shall also go a step further to model what we call conditional heteroscedasticity. So specifically, we shall be evaluating two basic models that are very applicable in financial time series analysis, which is ARC model and GARCH models. So we can introduce and we say, and the first question that we ask ourselves is that what is volatility? What is volatility? Because whenever we talk about GARCH models, whenever we talk about ARC models, we are talking about volatility over time series model. And then whenever we talk about volatility, we always talk about forecasting. The very reason as to why we carry out various models, we carry out various analysis, is to forecast, so that you can be able to tell, or you can be able to predict what might happen in the future. So, and prediction is very important for financial analysts in case of prediction of or maybe for financial investors, maybe they want to invest in some assets or something like that. Or even for economists, maybe they want to predict what will happen in the future, and therefore they can be able to develop policies. So volatility is very important for prediction. So we are saying that in finance, volatility represents a risk or uncertainty. So what you should come in mind is that whenever we talk about volatility, we are talking about risk and uncertainty. It measures how financial series fluctuate over time. And when we are talking about volatility, we are thinking of a series that is moving like it is moving up and down. And therefore, if we measure volatility, we can be able to measure it over a specific limit. So that is what we mean by volatility, a series that is moving up and down. It is not constant. And therefore, because it is moving up and down, we say that that series has some level of risk. And therefore, we say that in finance, volatility is equal to risk. So stock markets often have calm and turbulent periods. For instance, during the COVID-19, the volatility was quite high. The volatility spikes were very sharp. So we usually have some calm periods when the volatility is low, when the fluctuations of the of a time series asset is low, and we also have a period when the volatility is high. That one is normal for any particular asset. So periods of high volatility are followed by, or they are usually followed by more high volatility, and the periods of low volatility are followed by low volatility. And this is a pattern which we call volatility clustering. So that is the first concept that we come around of volatility clustering. And you are saying it is the situation whereby the periods of high volatility are followed by other periods of high volatility, and the periods of low volatility are followed by periods of low volatility. And I have a very good graph here to in. And if you look clearly, you see in this particular section, the volatility is very high, and it is from January 02 to around July 03, 2003. So a period of around 1 year and 3 months and 6 months. So you can see that every period or every month of high volatility is followed by another month of high volatility is followed by another month of high volatility for a period of 1 year and above. So you can see this area here is a period of high volatility. That is what we mean, that a period of high volatility is followed by another period of high for a particular period of. So the same case we see in the next section. where the volatility is very low. Volatility are followed by periods of low volatility for quite a significant period of time. That is from maybe January 2004 to July 2007. So that is what we are talking about when we say volatility clustering. It is clustering whereby the volatility, a particular behavior of volatility is clustered in a particular point. You can even see the third one here. High volatility period followed by other periods of high volatility. That is what we mean by volatility clustering. And this is a normal behavior in time series financial data. So now we know one thing, or what we are talking about when we talk about, or when we say volatility clustering. So by definition, volatility clustering, it means that large changes in returns, either positive or negative, tend to be followed by other large changes. And smaller changes tend to be followed by smaller changes. What we mean by changes is actually the volatility. This suggests that current volatility is highly dependent on past volatility. So the reason as to why you see this behavior is because the current volatility is affected by previous volatility. Because in the previous period we had high volatility, even in the current period we will also have high volatility. Even in the next period we will also have high volatility, etc., etc. Simply because the current volatility is highly dependent on past volatility. So we continue. One thing to note is that we have observations that financial series such as Bitcoin stock prices are highly volatile. This means that the variance keeps on fluctuating, and that one is normal. However, standard OLS, the ordinary least square method, have one assumption. One assumption of OLS is that the series has a constant variance, of what we call homoscedasticity. This is unrealistic for financial returns. It is unrealistic for financial data. So this is one very important thing to know, that in OLS we assume constant variance. We assume a condition of homoscedasticity. But we have already seen that in financial series we always have high volatility. This means that the variance is not constant. What does that mean? It means that we cannot use the OLS method to analyze financial time series data. Therefore, to model such series and predict the future patterns, we use advanced models, which we are now calling the ARC models and the GARCH models. These models assume that the data is heteroscedastic. They assume heteroscedasticity, that is, the variance is not constant. So now we have understood two very important concepts. We know what is volatility clustering, and we know why we need to use ARC and GARCH models. We are saying that volatility clustering is whereby the periods of high volatility are followed by other periods of high volatility and vice versa. And we are saying that we cannot use OLS to conduct an analysis of financial time series data because of this high volatility. Because the ordinary OLS assumes constant variance. It assumes that there is no volatility, homoscedasticity. But when we come to financial time series, we have found that they are highly volatile, the variance is not constant, and therefore the suitable models to use are the ARC and the GARCH models.